I really want to do more. I don't want to do something which I myself don't want to wake up in the morning to and go to work to a job where this is not going to fuel me. This is not going to bring the me out of me. And that's what I want to do. So if it's in advertising, if it's in event planning, because that's where I can actually know what I want to do. And that's where I'm actually good at, to be honest. And also you have to start by marketing yourself. So that's what I guess I'm doing. You know.
Welcome to the NexGen show. In today's episode, we talk to Harvinder Kaur, who has spent a few years in our business already. She studied communications, and let's welcome her to the show. Welcome.
Welcome. Hi. Sorry.
Hi, Arvind. So, thank you for being here. We are interested to know about your journey, yeah, and please share with us from your ambition in when you were studying and until where you are now, please.
Okay, so basically, I feel like fate plays a role in not fate in general, but they said kismet plays a role because I always wanted to do mass communication since I was small. And I have relatives who has done mass communications, but because of certain societal comments and saying that, mass communication or communication in general doesn't really have a future. I can say that maybe back in those days, there was not much of a future of mass communication. Maybe if we can say it, probably 15 to 20 years ago, there was not much exposure of communication. And when I finished my SPM, I did tell my parents, and I was like, I want to do mass communication. And obviously, they said, oh, do you know this person's daughter, this person's son who did communication, did not exceed or excel in that line. You're not going to get job offers. You're not going to get opportunities and all that. So I had to, unfortunately, go for something which I didn't like, which was law.
Oh.
Yeah, I basically, I know if something is you're not interested in something, you don't really put your heart to it. And that's what I did. And again, because of societal, I had to do something else besides communication. And then I went into business. And when I went into business, I knew that was not my thing because I'm not like math.
Oh, you mean you ran your own little business?
No, I went into, I studied business.
You studied, okay.
Yes. So when I studied business as well, and I knew it was not something which I want to do, right? And then I decided to get into a foundation to understand what I actually really want. And as usual in foundation, example, they have a lot of subjects from maths, from law to science, and also communications. So I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I found it like a sign because I had a friend who was also like keen on joining the same course as me, communication. And well, I think I excelled in the communication course and I graduated.
So you're happy?
Yeah, actually I am very happy.
In fact, the term mass communications, which is used to label those programs, those degrees, is actually quite obsolete, the term.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when you do that program, you can go into advertising or marketing or PR or sales, So that's why they say it's mass.
Yes, it's mass.
So you can be a reporter, you can communicate in that sense. You can be a copywriter.
You can be a director.
Yeah.
You can be a writer. Yeah.
Yeah. So at some stage you have to choose. Yeah. So as a basic overview of the communications industry, yes, you need a mass communications understanding.
Exactly.
But very quickly after that, you should try and focus into specific areas.
Yes, I understand.
So it's good you've come this far. And tell us about your job history so far.
Okay, so right after I graduated, Not to say right after I graduated. I mean, during our process of graduation, we had to go through an internship. So that's when I did my internship in marketing at a very reputable company, and it was actually a very good experience for me because it was listed as marketing intern, but it was not really a marketing intern because it was more into the communication, right? Because you see, marketing is also very general.
Yes.
It's very, very general. And basically, I did most digital marketing during my internship. I hosted event. I was also a copywriter. I also did a slight of PR, and also advertising, obviously, on social media because that's what they have to do, right? So that's when I learned a lot about advertising as well. And right after that, I got into a contract job, and it was very basic. It was something which I wouldn't look forward to, but for experiences, that's what we have to do. And then following again was another one which also gained for experience, but it was not still calling me that this is what I was meant to do.
So can you articulate now precisely when you say communications, what is your dream position?
Obviously, I'm very keen in branding and advertising because I have read a lot on how do you want to actually represent a brand and how do you advertise it. So if I were to see myself in 5 years, obviously in a very good company where, the brand is also phenomenal and I can actually represent advertising this company and hopefully being in a very good position in that company, trying to, also market the company or market myself.
Market yourself is a very important point in this business. If you can't market yourself, how to market others?
Exactly.
So now let me be more specific. So you want to be a film director?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Marketing manager? Choose.
I like to generate a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas in my mind when it comes to projects, it comes to assignments and everything. I like to think outside of the box. So if it has to do anything where I can actually use my mind to make things work, I would love that. And I would be like, that's my thing.
When I was in the business, I always looked for opportunity. Of course, once I'm in the company, then I will go and look for the opportunity to try to shine.
That's what I tried to do at my last job. I tried my best to shine, but it also comes to the industry and the type of company or people you're actually working with.
You have to keep trying.
You have to keep on trying. And that's what I think I'm doing right now. Just keep on trying because there would be an answered door somewhere or a door open waiting for me.
Yes. You never know what's lies ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's talk about your experience. First. At the internship, you shared something about the internship. You also shared something about societal, shall we say,
Comments,
constraints or challenges.
Yes.
To move forward. But if you tell people you're working in advertising, for example, they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So there are some within society that ambiguity about it, which takes time, lah. But tell me about your experience during your internship. What were the challenges, and be honest about it.
The challenges were basically getting familiar, all right? Because as I finished my degree, and obviously being an intern is basically industrial training to be familiar in the industry. So that was what was slight of a challenge. I wouldn't take it as most of a challenge, but it was like a bit here and there. And I felt like, but that's what actually made me move. Get me that fire, like, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. Even though it was unfamiliar, I didn't know what to do. I can tell you, the first day I went and I was just sitting in the office and I was just like looking around because there was no one to brief me yet. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to ask. Okay. I didn't know what to do. And I was just sitting down there and then suddenly they said, oh, we have an event, a small event, and we want you to come. It was an advertising event. It was like an MOU between this client and that client. And we were like, okay. And that's what I tried learning. Okay, this is how they do it. And after a few days, that's when, like, I got someone to supervise me, so that they briefed me. They taught me, okay, this is what you got to do. But as an intern, they use you for other things as well.
Photocopying.
Not really photocopying, but it was something very useless where I had to spend most of my time doing. And I was realizing I'm going to finish in 3 weeks. So I said, like, I have not much had any story to tell from here. Just one Hari Raya video, which I just, like, gave my ideas, directed a bit, like maybe 10%. Doesn't say anything of what I want to do, like what am I going to write in my report. And then I basically told her that, can I do something else? And then she was like, yeah, sure. Okay, we will give you a chance to have your own event. And I was like, okay, maybe this is something new. And I had to do the event, and it turned out really successful.
Fantastic.
Yes. It was basically, advertising the company, having certain activities, certain talks. And the turnout was actually way more than I expected. The turnout of the participants, the guests, were way more than what I expected. And it was something I was actually proud to say. I even posted on my social media, this is actually a proud moment for me, because I did everything, the guest list, the ideas, the whole event, the speaking to the sponsors, speaking to the venue, the place where we had the event. I did it all by myself. I wrote the letters, I asked for the permission. So it was actually a very proud moment for me during my internship. And that I could say, like, that was something which I can actually look forward to.
That's really good because, even though your internship was just for about a few months, you finally got to put your output.
Yes.
Yeah, at least something to show for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice to see everything come into focus and
Yes.
add to the final success. Yeah. Harbin, we wish you well. I think that your frame of mind about taking on challenges and wanting to do more will be very good for you in this industry.
Yes.
And is there anything you want to share with us with regards to what is going to be your next career path?
I really want to do more. I don't want to do something which I myself don't want to wake up in the morning to and go to work, to a job where this is not going to fuel me. This is not going to bring the me out of me, who I am. And that's what I want to do. So if it's in advertising, if it's in event planning, because that's where I can actually know what I want to do. And that's where I'm actually good at, to be honest. And also, you have to start by marketing yourself. So that's what I guess I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay, we thank you for coming on to the show and wish you well.
Thank you so much.
It's moving forward.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of another episode of the NexGen show. And we've been talking to Harvinder Kaur, her dreams, her hopes, and her aspirations moving forward in our industry. Thank you.